At this point I'm fairly certain everyone is familiar with the idea of being let down immensely by something that seemed promising. To a veteran, it might be something like The War Within. To anyone not familiar with Warframe, it could be something such as No Man's Sky or anything ever made by EA. I'm not here to go in depth over the latter, as you can assume. Anyways, while there's certainly nothing wrong with getting your player base excited about a new and coming soon piece of content, what matters is how it's marketed, as that's all the fuel that's needed for the hype train to depart the station. The reason why The War Within is a quest that's almost always used as a measurement of overhyped is not because it's worse than its predecessor The Second Dream, and it's not even because of how delayed The War Within was. While the content drought caused as a result of The War Within being massively delayed was absolutely horrid, the reason why The War Within was because of the standard that DE set themselves up to. The Second Dream is considered by some to be the best main lore quest in the game, not because of the completely ass-focused system you get introduced to, but because The Second Dream did not meet anyone's expectations, because there were no expectations. Upon being initially announced, DE referred to The Second Dream as little more than a big quest that would knock everyone's socks off, and nothing more than that. With only a few sporadically released teasers on Twitter to interest the community, the player base did not know what to expect of The Second Dream, as it would be the first time any player would experience a cinematic quest in-game. Sure enough, the quest dropped, everyone's brain melted, and then it slowly dawned on everyone the absolute cancerhole that we were dropped into. But that's not the point. My point here is that The Second Dream is and always will be better than The War Within purely because of how it was marketed as we're doing something new rather than oh yeah we're making something fucking amazing you're gonna love it just wait, and also because since The Second Dream was experimental for DE due to being the first time cinematic elements were brought into the game, they were a lot more careful with their methods of talking and showing off teasers about the quest. What does any of this have to do with something such as the Plains of Eidolon? Every year at TennoCon, DE announces something exciting. In TennoCon 2016, it was Necros Prime and his respective weapons along with The War Within's initial trailer. For TennoCon 2017, it was Excalibur Umbra, which is still not fucking here, and the Plains of Eidolon. Much like The War Within, the Plains of Eidolon were overhyped, or at least, just the nighttime portion of it. DE themselves showed off nighttime in the Plains as a period where you need to get the fuck out, as per what they showed off at TennoCon 2017.
That's cool. Cool. Sun setting.
As you know by now, what we got was nowhere near as dangerous as what it was made out to be. I'm sure that the intent behind embellishing future content is to massively attract interest both from the player base and outside of the player base, as was seen when Warframe reached its all-time peak directly following the release of the Plains of Eidolon. However, no matter how good the intention is, bullshit is still bullshit. There is no valid reason to shove a teaser down a player's throat and claim it will be the second Dream Killer, because when it's done in that way, it will never be possible. For an update to be a massive success, no matter if it's a quest or a massive area expansion, it needs to fit 3 requirements. First off, it must be released within whatever time schedule is given to the players. If a quest is said to come out in July, it must come out in July. If it's earlier, fantastic. Pushing back the release date indicates a lack of confidence in what is being made, a lack of foresight, or a lack of having absolutely no fucking idea how to properly manage or measure time. Secondly, it must meet or surpass whatever expectations it sets for itself. If the quest says it will introduce a game-changing mechanic for the first time, then a game-changing mechanic is to be expected. If it's a gimmick or anything else short of a game-changing mechanic, then it's failed to reach its own goals. Lastly, its presentation must be truthful and succinct. It's fine to give out few details in order to leave the community guessing so as to build up for a surprise, such as with the second Dream. However, whatever is announced or said must remain true after the release of the update. It's perfectly fine to surprise the players, So long as it's done right, meaning no surprise nerfs, no surprise missing content, and no surprise game-breaking bugs. Thank you for watching.